This is your first look at the Switchbot K10 Plus, and it's the smallest LiDAR robot in the world. It's designed for small homes with a dust collection bin in the dock. Look how cute and small it is. It can stay in my palm. But you might be thinking, why making a small robot if I can have bigger and more powerful ones? Well, despite its dimension, it's pretty mighty and powerful and useful. To give you some numbers, the Switchbot K10 Plus is just 25 cm wide by 10 cm high, and this is a comparison with other well-known objects. And it weighs just 2.3 kilos. Also, the dock is way smaller, but it still rocks a 4-liter dustbin with 70 days of autonomy. It's just 32 cm high and can be really hidden anywhere. The robot has a small 150 ml dustbin on board, and it will dump the dust in the dock. You can also schedule the garbage disposal. No water reservoir, unluckily. You have passive mopping if you want with the pads like the third generation robot, but you can only mop or vacuum and not at the same time, which is pretty unfortunate. You can think about it like a cordless vacuum cleaner, but on wheels and automatic. Jokes aside, its feature and price range are the same of a cordless vacuum, but with the commodity of being automatic instead of manual. The build quality is really nice. I found a really high quality material, sturdy, and all the mechanisms are well engineered, like the dustbin and the dock. There are two main pros of being so small. First, being so small, it can reach areas that traditional robot vacuum cleaner can, such as under the table, corners of the room, under the sofa, under the bed, and other narrow spaces, thus providing higher coverage rate. It can pass a smaller gas, being shorter than regular robot. Also, thanks to the smaller radius, it can go deeper in the wall corner. Also, the brush is smaller, meaning that it has to make more passage in the same area, ensuring a better result. Being so light, it's also easier to move up and down in the stairs if you have multiple floors. And second, being so small, it has a smaller footprint and takes less space in the house. Not everybody lives in big houses with a lot of space where they can put the big dog like the Ecovacs X2 Omni or the Dreamy L20 Ultra. You can hide this dog everywhere, being the dog just 32 cm high, and also the footprint is way smaller than a regular robot's dog. And this robot targets home with less than 80 square meter, like 2-3 room apartment. However, I use it in my 120 square meter house with a standard suction power, and it ended the cleaning with some battery left, so it's pretty impressive. Switchbot made amazing things with curtain motors, making them silent, and the K10 Plus featured the patented Silent Tech technology. Switchbot claims that after 3 years of research, this robot reduced the noise by 50% and can easily clean without disturbing the neighbors. This is a comparison with the Dreamy L20 Ultra at minimum suction power. It still has 2500 Pascal suction power, which isn't that bad for such a small robot. And Switchbot claims that in quiet mode it's 48 decibel, which is pretty nice. But despite the low suction power, it collects dust really well. Of course, it supports Google Home, Alexa, and Siri shortcuts as well, which is a first considering that no other robot supports Siri. 32 mAh is a big battery considering the dimension of this robot. It's almost all battery, and it can ensure 2 hours of cleaning. It cleaned my whole house with a standard setting and left battery life at 30%. But now we come to the bad news. The K10 Plus doesn't feature active mopping. This robot is basically all battery, and there isn't much space for active spinning mops and water reservoir on board, and that's the point of this small robot. If you need it, it's because it's small and the mopping experience is the compromise you are willing to pay for being so small. However, you can put some mopping wet pads on a specific thread that you can attach to the bottom of the robot, but bad news, it's attached over the floor brush, meaning that while you are passively mopping, you can't vacuum dust. I suppose that if you have a small house, you can vacuum first and mop second in 2 separate runs, in one battery, but you have to manually put the mopping pads on. I think this is the biggest downside of this robot and you should know to consider it. This is important for you. Be aware the SwitchBot will launch really soon, the first 100% automatic robot with automatic water refill and dump. It's called the S10. Another downside is that obstacle avoidance isn't that great and the robot will rely a lot on the front bumper. So while the suction power can be very silent, in complicated areas with a lot of obstacles you will hear a lot the bumper sound. Probably it will be tuned in future software updates. So should you buy this K10 Plus or a cordless vacuum? They are around the same price. The pro of the K10 Plus is that it's really small and automatic and can daily vacuum your house. But on the other hand, a cordless vacuum like the Dreamy R20 is more powerful with 7000 Pascal versus 2500, but it's manual and will take 1 hour of your time to clean the whole house, while this K10 Plus will do it automatically. Probably you should get a cordless vacuum if you have a lot of carpets. The SwitchBot K10 Plus will cost $499 and it's a lot for those features, but the overall experience is one of the best and you can find similar app and product and build quality on flagship models. At this price point, of course, you can buy many robots with more feature, with active mopping. Yes, I know this is obvious, but if you consider that no one of them is so small, it could be a very important deciding factor for you if you have a small house. It's a really nice product, not for everyone like the iPhone mini, but really well engineered. And it's good, come on. If you have small homes, probably it's your only choice, but be aware that the mopping is very limited. My use case scenario is a small house with wood floor. So this wrap up for today. I really like this SwitchBot K10 Plus. I love what SwitchBot is doing with the smart home product. This robot is very well executed, but I'm really curious about the S10 that will be in the first robot vacuum with automatic water refill and wastewater dump, and I'm really curious to test it. And for that, be sure to like and subscribe because it's coming this way. And as always, stay tuned on Shades of Tech. Ciao!